All right, I think we're in. Okay. I just wanted to make sure everyone that it's actually streaming. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make a very basic glider using only 3 materials. So first material is cardstock. Second material is straw. And then the third material is just tape. Now, it's a really simple project, and I've used it for different reasons on different grade levels, and the kids have really enjoyed it. The glider looks like this in the end, so that you have an idea. And there's a lot of math that goes along with the project. So I'm gonna move the camera down just to show you how to make it, and then as I'm making it, talk about a little bit how I've used it, and if you have any suggestions as well, go ahead and leave a comment. So, okay, so here are my materials. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your cardstock and you're going to measure a 3-inch by 5-inch rectangle. So I've got my ruler, and this is a time where I've taught, the lower primary grades, parts of a ruler, what's on the ruler, what do these lines mean, basics of a ruler. The upper graders, more about using the ruler properly, and also trying to draw right angles for our rectangle. So here is my 3-inch by 5-inch rectangle. So this is our 3 inches right here, and this is our 5 inches. So after you have your 3-inch by 5-inch rectangle, you're going to cut it out. So I'm going to cut this out. And then for my primary grades, sometimes I've used already pre-printed sheets where they have the lines already on the paper, and the students just it's like a cut and paste activity for them. So it has the lines for the 3 by 5, and then it also has the lines for the next step. So that's one way to change it for grade level. After you have your 3 by 5-inch card, you're going to then separate this into 3 different strips that are each 1 by 3. So you'll take your ruler again, and you'll mark off 1 inch and then 2 inches to make your different strips. So I've got 1 inch, it's hard to see, and then 2 inches on my card. Okay. Then on the other side, I'll do the same thing so that I can draw straight lines. I'll do 1 inch and 2 inch. And then from there, I'll take my card and I'll connect my 2 lines to make 3 strips. Straight down and straight down. Okay, following that, I will cut out my 3 strips, and this is what I'll use to make the hoops of the glider. So I have 3 strips that are all the same dimensions, 1 inch by 3 inch, 1 inch by 5 inch, and you're gonna make 2 hoops out of it. So the first hoop you're gonna make is 1 inch, is using 1 strip. So you're gonna take your first hoop or your first strip, and you're gonna twist it around to make a circle like this, and then take a piece of tape and tape it off so that it doesn't come apart. This is, fine motor skills. So tape it on both sides. That's my first hoop. Okay. Then I'll take the 2 other strips and I'm going to connect them to make them longer. So with the older kids, this is when I might start using, like, how can you describe the relationship between the 2 strips? The second strip is 2 times twice as long as the first strip. Let's see, this is great. Oh, I do not have written instructions for the students for this. It's mostly inquiry based. So I let them I kind of say, okay, we're going to make a glider. They get to kind of play around with the size of their strips. And then from there, that's where we get to explore, okay, well, make it a design challenge. Okay, you're all going to have your design time. This is what your glider has to do. Now you're going to make a plan. For the primary kids, it's step 1, cut, step 2, glue together, step 3, attach your straw. So it just depends. So this is the second hoop. You're going to close the second hoop off. Use a piece of tape as well. And sometimes the kids work better in partners too, because how using the tape and taping off the strips is hard. So that's the second one. You might need to reinforce your tape. Now I've got my 2 hoops. Again, our older kids talk about relationship. Maybe you talk about the circumference of a circle. Maybe you can talk about diameter. Then you need to take your straw. So I have a ton of straws, but they all have that bendy part. So before you use the straw, you're going to want to cut it off, the bendy part, so that you just have the straight straw. And then you're going to attach your hoops to the straw. So I'm going to get my tape ready. And I'm going to put a piece of tape on the end of the straw. And I'm going to stick it kind of inside the hoop. The bigger hoop is easier to do because there's more space. And this looks nice and neat, right? Kids do it. It doesn't look like that. So again, they're trying to figure out how do you attach the straw to the paper. That's part of that learning process. So you kind of just let them go with it. Let me put on the second one. This one's harder to do because it's smaller. So you're trying to make sure that both hoops are sticking straight up instead of it being like this. So you see one's up and one's down. Again, if they design it that way and they make it that way, but when they fly it, they'll try to improve it. So hopefully they'll arrive there, but they may not. So it's just, again, exploring. Okay, so now I've got my 2 hoops on my glider. And then the next fun part is testing it. So I'm going to move the camera a little bit. You can see my beautiful living room. And you just kind of throw it this way. I don't tell them how to throw it. So sometimes, they throw it this way, they throw it this way. Again, which one works best? Nice glide. Woo! I think you saw that. That went pretty straight. I've done a thing where I've done hula hoops tied to a pole, and each hula hoop ring was worth different points. And we've done a distance competition. So again, it's a design challenge. You work in that STEM as well, and engineering design process with the math. So it's pretty fun. All right, thank you.